Market conditions majority bullish. S&P futures flat as of right now. We're seeing all-time highs. It's grabbing to that all-time high, continuing this impressive rally that we've had now for quite some time. Expanded in the trend, continuing to look bullishly constructive, although we are at these all-time highs. And let's take a look at the breadth of the market. We're seeing that still hovering around this 54-55% range. Majority bearish on that, has yet to really give a real confirmation on the overall direction. It's just sitting half and half right there. We've talked about that as a potential risk factor of there not being a large participation in the remain in this overall uptrend at this point. Meaning 50% of the stocks in the S&P 500 are trending lower, at least within this 50-day time frame. That, as of right now, is not making a big difference because most of the market's being driven by a handful of stocks, 20, 30 names entirely, and that seems to be fine for the market as of right now. We're seeing the VIX pull back a little bit at 1642. That did get up above 17 yesterday, and this actually has shifted a little bit back down to the bear side, 8 and 6. It was at 7 and 7 yesterday. So seeing volatility pull back just a little bit. S&P 500 closed out yesterday 14 and 0 on the daily time frame and the weekly time frame. The Dow Jones Industrial Average also doing the same thing right here, 465 currently. Maybe a little bit of a move lower this morning. These pivot points we're seeing about that 460 range is the top end of that demand block for the Dow. On the triple Qs, 611, pull back to that 600 range, even deeper back to that 584 range. As of right now, everything's still continuing to look bullish. We've yet to really see a real crack in any of this trend, kind of like we saw back here with a little bit of retracement, pause, get some demand retest, pushing higher. It's just been pure momentum, pure demand as of right now. The Russell 2000, we're seeing continued strength here as well, and some bullishness as it's pulling back and testing this retracement location here. I'm kind of covering that up. It's a little bit tight. That's 246 range for Russell 2000. USO continuing its volatility here at that 50% range, 72.50, 73.78 is the 382 location. Or the pre-open right now, 74.82 is that really that next target. We'll see what we get in oil. It's just kind of been consolidating now inside of this range for quite some time. Gold, on the other hand, continuing its move higher, a 371 on the ETF for gold, which is GLD, and a really nice expansion right here. If we were to grab this swing high point here and swing low point here, that's going to give us 356 for a retracement location for gold. If we did get a pullback even deeper, all the way back to the breakout point around that 320 range. Pretty interesting and historic run happening here in gold. We're seeing dollar strengthening here as well, back to majority bullish, and on the weekly time frame getting some strength here. So we'll see what that means for gold. If we get a stronger dollar and gold gets a retracement, we may see continuation in equities. It'd be nice if we knew what the future held, but we're paying attention to what's happening currently in the market. Let's watch and see as that continues to evolve. Let's take a look at rates here. The 2-year Treasury, majority bearish on the weekly time frame, 359, currently showing that range. And if I were to grab this entire trend low from this swing high to this swing low, should be underneath this bearish momentum, and we're still sitting there, 368, closing out at 359 as of right now. 10-year Treasury also continuing to show that weakness to the downside, but it's been consolidating right here. We've had now a range where we've pulled up. That 408 is a new support location, 422. Between 408 and 422 is the current range, sitting at 413. That's on the 10-year. A couple of stock ideas to consider. Nice looking confirmation bar here on BLD. A big volume also. That's in the engineering and construction space. And also seeing some nice follow through here on ZBIO. We're seeing quite a few biotech names. Seeing biotech. There's quite a few of these names that are coming in. It's a pretty volatile name here as well, where it retraced all the way down, found demand. That's an interesting bar when you get that, particularly if you have a retracement, you get demand and it pushes it right back to those new highs on big volume. Keep an eye on ZBIO today. That'll do it for today's update. Everyone have a fantastic day today.